Hi, welcome. This is our second month meeting for Threads with Benefits.
But we are friends.
It's true. Our friends. 6 quilty friends. So we're missing a couple. We have a guest who will meet a little later on, and Jane's not here with us today. She's busy pet sitting. So I'm Beth Maybe. I've been sewing for forever. I learned as a child, and I went to college for apparel construction. And so I did more of that, and then I started quilting more recently in the past 2 years. My husband was deployed with the Army, and I did a quilt a month to keep me busy, so that got me jump-started back into it. So that's a little bit about me.
And I'm Lori with Morning Glory Quilting. And I have been, I've been quilting, I'm trying to think, for about 18 years. When I got my first sewing machine, when my husband finished graduate school and we moved to our first big person job, he bought me a beautiful sewing machine as a gift, like a happy graduation gift. So I've been piecing and quilting ever since then, and that's all, right?
Yeah,
that's me.
Sounds good. I'm Vanessa with Granny's Fabric House, and I have been quilting for 5 years. Not very long. I'm still a newbie. I still try and make things beautiful.
You do it.
Great. Hello, we got a store out of
Yeah.
In my spare time.
Been a busy 5 years.
Yeah,
Really.
for sure. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm Shereen Benson. I've been sewing since I was a little kid. About 30 years ago, I took up quilting, and I loved all crafty things. But when I started quilting, it's jealous mistress, and she shoved everything else out of the way. So now I just quilt.
Yes.
I'm Beth Betteridge, and I also have been sewing since I was just little. I took every sewing class they offered in high school, which is quite a few back then. And I've been quilting for almost 30 years. My daughter came home from school one day and told me she wasn't wearing the dresses I made her anymore to school, so I started quilting instead.
Perfect. I love it. All right, so we decided to have a little chit chat today about our favorite notions or tools that we use in the sewing room. So I will go ahead and start as I awkwardly lean over. Oh my gosh, and my nails won't let me pick
Do
it
it
up.
great.
Thanks. So I have a love-hate relationship with half square triangles. I love how they look in a quilt. I think they're beautiful. I think they're gorgeous. I think they make beautiful movement, and you can just do so much with a half square triangle. But I hate trimming them. I don't mind sewing them. I just hate trimming them because when you have a lot, it takes forever. So I like to use the perfect perfect half square and quarter square triangle ruler. So this is one of my favorite notions when I do half square triangles. It just helps me square things up. And then my other favorite notion that I just was introduced, I think on TikTok, is a refillable paint pen. And mine is full of starch. And so when I sew, when I go to sew like a half square triangle, before I oh my gosh, pull myself together. I set my seams, and then I take my paint pen and I do a little pushy push and get my starch down on the tip, and then I just run a line on the seam on the stitches itself, so I get some starch on both sides, and then just kind of fold it over, hit it with an iron, and presto, you have the flattest seam you could ever imagine.
I tried it, and it's pretty amazing.
I'm going to go next because I've got some overlap with Vanessa.
Okay, perfect.
So I brought two as well. My first favorite, and I figured that somebody else was going to have this as their favorite too, notion. Part of it, I love it because it's new, but I have a love-love relationship with ironing. I even iron my sheets, iron my pajamas. I just love everything really crisp. I love it. But it's really frustrating to me when I press a quilt block and it's not as flat as I want it to be, especially if there's a lot of bulk and including half square triangles, but really anything else. Double wedding ring is what comes to my mind. But same thing. And it is. I have a wool pressing mat. I have several really nice irons, several really nice wool pressing mats. I love ironing.
Clappers.
I have clappers. I have all of them, and I still love them. I'm not getting rid of them.
No.
I don't need the clappers when I use this though.
Me neither. I have two clappers that sit right next to my
I can't
iron.
even tell you how flat. flatter than a pancake.
Oh yeah, I experimented at
Flatter.
home and I was like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's
And
like game changer.
It's like trimming, like individual trimming blocks. For a long time, I thought that, like, oh, I don't know if I'm just sewing carefully, and then like
But it makes a difference.
it makes such a difference. I'm like, oh shoot, and so now like this too, that like, does it have to be done? No, but I do now take the extra time of every.
I think I refilled my like 5 times.
Mm. And then my
That's how
other,
much I use it, like every time.
my other favorite notion is the add a quarter plus. I love paper piecing, foundation paper piecing. And if you've ever done it before, you don't have to have one. You can use, like when I originally started, I just used my regular ruler and like at a quarter of an inch and anyway. And so, but and then they add a quarter, and I got an add a quarter ruler, which I loved. And then the add a quarter plus, so I did not need this. I don't like buying this like a
everything,
unitasker, and I
yeah.
don't like buying the everything, but it's beveled. I don't know if you can see. I'll try and point it there. It's beveled, so you don't need to use the piece of cardstock to fold it back. And I love this enough, so I actually have it in it comes like 3 separate sizes. I now have it in all the sizes, and
the colors too.
I have it's pink as well. That was accidental because I'm not like a buy extra things. I'm kind of more of a minimalist that way. But I was just traveling last week, and I had some time to do a little bit of sewing because that's the only way I like to travel, and I couldn't find it. Like it's somewhere in my sewing room as I was packing up, and it's pretty organized in my sewing room, but somebody's probably stolen it. Is actually what it is. Someone's broken in my house and stolen it. Anyway, so I had to buy another one.
The
So I
quilting
had this one
gnomes.
out. The quilting gnomes, yeah, or the quilting ferrets, maybe. So Jane is pet sitting. She's pet sitting ferrets. So that was from Jane. Anyway, that's my other. And then also my water bottle from Granny's. That says I heart quilting because I do.
We're getting more of these in actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
When they're
these
so great,
exact
it keeps
black
things
That's
so
my
cold.
favorite. I
Yeah.
love it.
I
It keeps
love
water
that one.
cold and also keeps soda cold. And probably keeps hot
for a
things
long
hot too. But
time.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're getting more of that exact design in black and white. So
Oh, that's so cool.
I might have to get.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
someone
the
will come
white one.
steal it. I don't have to have extra.
Yes. Who wants
Someone came in the shop one day and said she has 50 or 52. She bought one of those and she said that makes 52. So now she has one for every week of the year.
Well, there you go.
I
There you
know.
go.
Oh,
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay.
If you're watching, I'm so glad you have 52.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
That
And
is
it's
amazing.
There's more coming.
Post a picture. Post a picture. I want to see it. I
Yeah.
bet they're
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
All displayed. They'd be so pretty. All displayed.
Yes.
So they didn't let me bring like the entire sewing room because I mean, how do you? I need it all to sew.
I mean,
But-
we could have took a picture. We could
I
have
get.
uploaded.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
have to clean it
I'm not
first.
sharing that.
It's not the mess that we love. It's not the mess that we love.
But so I chose to bring this particular rotary cutter. It became kind of a favorite because a couple of years ago, almost 2 years exactly, I broke my wrist. Like not just broke it, I really broke it, and I didn't know how long it was going to be before I could start sewing again. I mean, because when
Oh, yeah.
when you've lost mobility and strength trying to hold a rotary cutter. So I had seen these. These are by Martelli, and they called them ergonomical. And I mean, it's the weirdest looking thing you've ever seen. And I remember seeing it advertised and going, "That's dumb."
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to start sewing again, and so I bought it and went, "That's amazing." So I mean, it does. It looks weird and stuff, but I didn't need near the mobility or the strength or anything, and I could still cut.
Yeah.
So that was a game changer for me because I could keep sewing.
And you can cut a lot of layers at a
Yes,
time.
and I got
way more than
I also
eight.
got.
This is
This is the
60.
big one. This
The
is the
60,
60.
yeah.
'cause yeah.
And they come in right and left-handed,
Yes.
and we actually sell those in the store.
Oh, well, look at me.
But we have the 45 millimeters.
But
not the
it's,
60s,
I was just amazed at how
Yeah.
how much
less pressure.
less
Yes.
pressure it
I've used
took.
them. Yeah.
And if you're a little bit, make sure you read the directions because I've seen some people they don't hold it properly,
Correctly, yeah.
Oh,
and
then you
then
wouldn't like
and then it
it.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you feel a little bit like, oh, my
Awkward.
fingers are awful
Yeah.
close to
That's
the blade.
against the law.
But they're not. It's
Yeah.
there's a nice little channel your finger sits in, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, I have the 45, not the 60.
Mhm.
And
I,
have the
I may have
60.
gotten the 60 after I first bought the
Like, and I
45.
can easily get through 12 layers of
Mhm.
starch fabric
Mhm.
and keep it really straight on.
So that's
I do like. We used those in the store for a while, and then I don't know why we stopped. But anyways, who wants to go next?
I can go. I brought a hair marker for my first one. I don't have any fancy machines, just a one off the shelf. But I love this for quilting at home. I just get a ruler and mark, and then there's your markings for straight line quilting. You can also mark your fabric if you're doing half square triangles, especially on large pieces that even if you have tape, you can't see it. They get covered up. So I love that to mark fabric. And then I brought another thing, which it's not even a quilting item.
But it's a tool.
But, yeah, I was cutting first the Halloween quilt, and it has thousands of pieces in it, lots and lots.
Probably billions.
Yeah. It has a lot of little ones. I can show you actually. But I had this snackle box laying around, and so it was perfect because I was able to put, this particular one has 6 different sections. I was able to put, I have a little tape that I labeled, okay, here's all the pieces for my ghost block and for the bat and the witch, and keep it all straight. So here's some of the papers of all the different pieces that there were. So now I just use it to put other pieces in. I don't have a sewing room. I'm a kitchen table quilter. I have to clean up every time to eat food, I guess. And
It's overrated. I mean, when you have kids, not so much, but
so I have to clean up. So this just keeps it all together.
I love it.
And
it looks
organized.
pretty. And it looks
Yes.
pretty.
It's
Yeah.
And it
organized.
matches
I
your
can
dress.
move it.
That's cute. Pulled together.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute. I love it.
Okay, I brought diagonal seam tape. I love using this when I'm doing half square triangles. I've started using it even when I switch back and forth between sewing machines on a project. Sometimes I'll put this down, and so I know that my 1/4 inch is the same on both machines because you're sewing it up from the needle. And even though I have a 1/4 inch foot, sometimes I like to use this. And I couldn't decide on one. So I
Neither
also
None of us could.
binding clips.
Yes.
So I have
See,
a little
all
bag
these
of
are all-
binding
Yes.
clips here.
Love binding clips.
They're awesome. Use them for pinning. You can use them like when you cut out pieces for your quilt. You can use these to clip them together. Like I'll usually clip them together in groups of 10 or 20, depending how many of that shape are in each one. So I don't have to keep counting the stack.
That's smart. I count the stack.
A million times. I'm always wrong. This is so much smarter.
This is a new thing. I
You're
saw
like, how many
somebody else do it, and I was like, "Oh, you mean you don't have to count your stack 20 times?" She would use the binding clips, and then I brought one more because I love to have just a little pair of
Oh,
scissors.
yes.
I could find my favorite ones. I don't know. They're with the project somewhere.
They're probably with
Snips.
my
So,
rulers somewhere.
probably.
Yeah.
But I have lots of different little. They're so
Quilting
cute.
ferret took
The
it.
quilting
And so I
ferret.
have lots of little snips like this. And
All over my
yeah, I do too. They're in every project. I'll put a project away for a
Every
while.
corner so that
And the
they're
little
always the
scissors
closest
there.
to
I just pulled one out of the washing machine this morning.
Oh, that's
Whoops. Apparently it was in a pocket.
That's the best. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we're going to quickly introduce our guest Thread with Benefits quilter that's joining us this month. She is in Texas, so she can't be with us here locally. Her name is Bree Daedrin. She, professionally, she's a quilter and a sewist, a long armor, a youth educator with her feet planted firmly in
Philanthropy.
Obviously, I don't read well either. It's fine. Above all that, she's a wife, a non-traditional homeschooler, mama of triplet boys. When not nose deep in all things quilty and going on adventures with her family, she allots time to several nonprofits while serving in varying roles, including committee work, advocacy and awareness, and regional campaign management. Bree is also the proud owner of Piperline Kids Co., a sustainable infant and toddler brand, and the Social Box by PLKC, a Houston area micro quilt shop and sewing studio that dedicates its space to homeschoolers, after-schoolers, and underserved youth where they can learn all things sewing, quilting, and fiber and textile in a warm and judgment-free environment, giving them unfiltered access and a welcoming space to freely create. I think that's so cool. I met Bree, we both met Bree at Motivation, and she is amazing. I'm super excited. We'll put in her clip of her choosing her charm pack for this month. So, because she's going to create a project as well with us throughout the month, and we're going to see her post throughout social media as well. So watch for that. So for this month, our fabric that we chose are charm packs. We each decided to choose a different charm pack, so it's not all going to be the same.
We won't be fighting over the same fabric when we need extra.
Yeah.
I know, right? or thinking, oh, if I take this off, they won't be able to use it. Okay. So the charm pack that I chose is Charming Christmas by Kelsey Carlson for Riley Blake Designs. It's just so cute. I wish I could show you all of it, but Google it. You'll be able to see it. Or actually, I'll put a close-up of all of our charm packs so that you can see which one we chose and maybe a little snippet of all the prints inside. So that's the one I chose. What did you choose?
I have Christmas on the brain as well. This is Old World Yuletide,
Yes.
and it's just
So pretty.
It's
Yeah,
those jewel
yes,
tones
I
which
like
you
all the
love.
We love
colors
those.
and
So,
stuff. So
yes.
And the golden, it's
So-
so pretty.
that's-
Totally.
That's what
That's
I did.
totally you.
Well, I'll go next because I also chose a Christmas one.
Okay,
I
me neither.
picked Berry and Pine.
I like
For
Berry
my-
and Pine.
Which
Yeah,
is just
I
right
just-
here. Can they see
yeah,
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if they
the
can see
sample
it,
right
but
there. I just like the reds and greens in it, and it's just a really pretty Christmas line.
It is. It's like classic Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I may have already made a quilt out of that.
yes, you did. It's
By
so
Lola
cute too.
Boutique.
Yes, perfect.
I grabbed this Sherbet Sunshine. It's a flannel. It just came in, so again, maybe a baby blanket. I don't know. What's the word?
It's very happy.
Yes,
It's very
I
happy.
like it.
It's got
And it's
all
so
rainbow
soft.
colors.
It's such a
Yes.
nice flannel. I just finished a
Yeah.
shop sample, and I even I'm a heavy starcher, and like even after being starched, there's still and I starch, and it's still really soft. It didn't pill at all. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I like Notice Flannel.
I've made
I do too.
I've made a lot of, the typical flannel receiving blankets, but quilting with flannel is kind of new to me, but it's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Mhm.
Cute.
She just finished a sample for the store out of
Primitive
Gatherings.
Number 3, I think.
Yeah,
So.
they're
The
they're
blues
new.
and browns and
Excited to see
oranges
them.
and reds.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Super
another-
exciting. Yep.
So the what's it called, charm pack today? It's not that it's my favorite charm pack in the store. Not to worry, but I do love solids.
You do.
And I've been wanting to do a blue and white quilt for a while, and I just felt like this is going to be the time to do it. So it's Bella Solids by Moda, and I'll show you all the different blues. One by one, you do a close up one by one.
Right,
like
right.
Unboxing. That's what I picked.
Perfect. Awesome. I'm super excited. I'm not going to do a quilt this time. I know that. I don't have time to do another big quilt. So.
Hey everyone, this is Jane and I'm coming to you from Granny's Fabric House. I'm sorry I couldn't make the group video for Threads with Benefits this week. I'm out of town helping my son out, but I just wanted to tell you a little bit about one of my very favorite notions, tools. And it's this little, seemingly unimportant ruler. It's a 1x6 ruler by Omnigrid. And I have one of these by my sewing machine for every project. It's awesome for trimming up your half square triangles or dog ears, trimming those dog ears up, or really just any little cut you need to make that you don't want to go to your cutting table. You just have it right by your sewing machine. So that's my favorite notion.
Awesome. So, Jane, what is your favorite charm pack in the store today?
Oh, goodness. Okay, let me show you. I completely fell in love with Old World Yuletide. And we have the blues and the grays in, but look at these rich colors in the charms. They're just gorgeous. So that is my favorite charm pack that we have.
How about you use that to make something for your Threads with Benefits project this month?
Okay, not a queen size quilt this time, but I will come up with something. Perfect.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite charm pack you want to make something with?
I do. Come on. This is Wildside by Maywood Studios. I'm going to make something really fun with this.
I'm doing a smaller project this
Yes,
time.
smaller project. But okay, well, thank you for watching, and we're excited for you to follow along on what we're gonna make. So have a great night, or day, or afternoon, whenever you're watching.
Or all three.